All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're going on an expedition. Think of it as a kind of digital archaeology. We're going to dig into just one single web page, a software project on GitHub, and uncover the story that's hidden inside.
So what story can a single web page really tell? I mean, you might look at it and just see a bunch of files and folders, but we're going to look closer and see a blueprint, a diary, and a surprisingly human journey of creation all packed into one place. Ready? Let's start digging. Okay, first things first. Whenever you unearth an artifact, the first question is always, what was this for? Every creation has a purpose, so our first job is to figure out what this project was even made to do. What problem was its creator trying to solve?
And lucky for us, our first clue is right there in the project's own description. It says it's an AI-powered to-do app with natural language task management. Now, I know, that is a mouthful of tech speak, but it gives us our first big hint. It's a to-do list, but with a twist of AI. So let's just cut right through that jargon. What does it all mean? Well, at its heart, this thing is a smart to-do list that you can literally talk to. Instead of clicking a bunch of buttons to add a task, you could just, tell it what you need to do, almost like you're talking to a real assistant. That's the whole idea.
Okay, so now that we know the what, let's dig into the how. We're going to take a look at the technology stack. These are all the different programming languages and tools they used. You can think of them as the architectural blueprints for the entire project.
And wow, this chart right here tells a huge part of the story. You see, modern apps are rarely built with just one language. They're a team effort. And here, we see Python and TypeScript are the two superstars, making up almost 90% of the entire project combined. That nearly even split? That is no accident. It tells us that each of these languages has a very specific and equally important job to do. The easiest way to think about it is like this. Python is the brains of the operation. It's working behind the scenes on the server, handling all the heavy lifting and the actual artificial intelligence. TypeScript, on the other hand, well, it's the face. It's what builds the nice-looking interactive user interface that you actually see and click on. One is the brains, the other is the face, and they have to work together perfectly.
All right, time to pop the hood. We're going to deconstruct this digital machine by looking at how its files are organized. Seriously, how a developer sets up their folders can tell you so much about how they think and how the entire app is pieced together.
And look at that. It's exactly what we'd expect based on the tech. You've got the back-end folder, that's the engine room for the Python brains. You've got the front-end folder for the TypeScript face. But here's a really cool find, a specs folder. These are the original plans, the first drafts of the idea before even a single line of code was written. We found the napkins with the scribbles on them. Now we get to my favorite part of any digital dig. We're moving from the blueprints to the developer's personal diary. It's called the commit history. See, every time they save their work, they create a commit, which is like a snapshot, and each one comes with a little note telling us what they did and why. And this timeline, it reads like a fast-paced diary. Just look at this. 4 days ago, the project just sparks into existence as a hackathon to-do app. Then, fast forward to today, and just 31 minutes ago, we see a crucial fix. And then, get this, only 14 minutes ago, the big leap happens. The AI chatbot gets added. This isn't some ancient ruin we're digging up. We're practically watching it get built in real time. And this is where the human story really shines through. We see its birth right there in that hopeful first commit message. Hackathon to-do app. But then look at the latest update. It describes adding the AI layer, but it also honestly admits to a side-docked UI failure. See, this isn't some perfect, polished story. It's the real, sometimes messy, process of creation. It's the big wins right alongside the little setbacks. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We've dug through the purpose, the blueprints, the developer's diary. What have we actually learned here? What's the bigger picture? This right here, this is probably the most incredible fact we've uncovered in our entire dig. Everything we've seen, the Python backend, the slick TypeScript frontend, the AI integration, the quick fixes, was built by this many people. One, a single developer put this entire thing together. That's a powerful statement about how amazing and accessible modern tools have become. So, to wrap up our little expedition, we learned that modern apps are almost always a blend of different technologies all working together. We saw that development is a super fast, step-by-step process, and, I think most importantly, we uncovered that behind every piece of software is a human story, a story of big ideas, necessary fixes, and the honest truth about trial and error.
And that leaves us with one last big thought. We just broke down a project built by one person in just a few days. It really makes you wonder, if this is what's possible today, what incredible things are our tools going to empower us to create tomorrow? What kind of stories will the next generation of projects have to tell?